Are you 100% certain that your estate plan will actually work when your family needs it most? If you didn't immediately say yes, then your family is likely at risk of being left devastated after you're no longer around, and we're going to talk about why that is and what you can do to solve this right now. Hey guys, Elliott Feldman here, estate planning attorney at the Elliott Feldman Law Group, where we create estate plans that actually work when your loved ones need it most. If you ever have any questions about this topic or need to talk about your estate planning needs, you can schedule a time to talk with me over the phone for free by going to myestatemeeting.com. Okay, let's talk about whether your estate plan will actually work when your family needs it most. Now, if you're like most people, then you likely think estate planning is just one more task that you need to check off life's endless to-do list, right? And you may shop around and you find a general practitioner, one of those jack-of-all-trades types of lawyers who maybe put some estate planning documents in place for you, or you might even try doing it yourself with some of that online software you found. And then you'll put those documents into the drawer after you sign them and mentally check the estate planning off the to-do list and forget about them for years and years to come. Now, the problem is that estate planning is not a one-and-done type of deal. In fact, your plan will be worthless and will fail your family if it's not regularly updated when you buy and sell major assets or when your family situation changes, and especially when the law changes. And this is one of the many reasons why most estate plans fail when your loved ones need it most. In fact, this is what happened when my father's estate plan failed our family, which left my mom and I almost in a complete financial ruin after he died. You see, my dad wanted to make sure that my mom and I would be well taken care of and that we would stay out of probate court and out of conflict if anything were to happen to him. So, he sought out a very well-known estate planning lawyer in town to help create his estate plan. And this lawyer had a great reputation, worked at a top firm, had decades of estate planning experience. So everything was going to work out just fine. But years later, when my dad died unexpectedly in his late 40s, I was only 7 years old at the time, and my mom still had to go through 2 years and 9+ months of probate court, and she had to pay her probate attorney $55,000 by the end of it. Now years later, when I went to law school, we were talking about Dad's estate plan. I was confused because Dad's estate plan had a trust, and a trust is supposed to prevent your loved ones from having to go through probate after you die, right? But that's when I found out that my dad never transferred his assets into his trust to make it work correctly, and neither did his estate planning lawyer. That's right, the same estate planning lawyer with decades of experience and a great reputation. Yeah, his own estate planning lawyer did not make sure his assets were transferred properly into his trust. And after the plan was done, that lawyer never kept in contact with my dad throughout his life to review his estate plan, to make the necessary updates and changes required to ensure that the plan would actually work for my mom and I. Now, I thought for sure this had to be malpractice, but after being in this industry and hearing from other estate planning lawyers, seeing how they do things, I found out that this was not malpractice at all. This was common practice. These traditional estate planning law firms, I found out they were putting in place one-size-fits-all form documents, Control F, where John becomes Bob and Karen becomes Susan. And after they completed a client's estate plan, they would never follow up with a client throughout their life to ensure that the documents were being updated to keep pace with the changes that occurred in the client's life. Let alone the changes that occurred in the laws. These firms were not creating an inventory of the client's assets to make sure that all assets could be found by the family after the death or incapacity of a loved one. Literally, guys, there's over $3 billion just sitting in the Ohio Department of Unclaimed Funds and the Florida Department of Unclaimed Properties, $2 billion. Why? Because when a person dies, the loved ones that they leave behind, they literally can't find all the accounts, and that's how family assets can go lost forever after someone passes away. And like in my father's case, these traditional estate planning law firms did not put in place any systems or processes to ensure that assets were being titled properly, to ensure that the plan would actually work to keep the family out of court and out of conflict. Ultimately, when I became an estate planning attorney, I made a commitment to never let my clients suffer what my own family suffered, and to create something truly meaningful for my clients in the form of estate plans that would actually work when their families needed it to, and to provide the best client experience while doing so. That's why we don't just put in place one-size-fits-all documents here at our firm, but instead we help you create a personalized, tailored estate plan that will actually work to keep your family out of court and out of conflict should anything happen to you. And after we help you create your plan, we're going to set a date where we're going to meet back up on Zoom to review your estate plan every 3 years, just to make sure that your plan is keeping pace with the changes that occur in your life, as well as the changes that occur in the law, so that your plan will actually work when your family needs it most for the rest of your life. And we'll even help you review and maintain a current asset inventory to help make sure that it's always reflecting the assets that you currently own, so none of your assets would ever get lost to our State Department's unclaimed funds and property. That way, we can help you keep your plan current throughout your life and make sure that nothing slips through the cracks, so everything goes exactly the way you want it to go for your family when the time comes and you're no longer around. So if you currently have an estate plan that you created years ago at a traditional estate planning law firm that just hasn't been looked at in a while, or maybe you created some estate planning documents online many years back, and if you're not sure it will actually work when your loved ones need it most, and you'd like to get some clarity on whether what you have in place will be enough to protect your family when the time comes, then feel free to schedule an initial 15-minute call with me for free by going to myestatemeeting.com at a time that works for you and your spouse to have a quick chat so we can get you the answers you need to protect your family. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell next to it to be notified for new videos I post each week. And if you like it, then please hit the like button. And if you know someone that needs to hear this, please share it with them. If you have a question or comment, please leave it. And if you ever have any questions about this topic or need to talk about your estate planning needs, you can set up a time to talk with me over the phone for free by going to myestatemeeting.com. That's myestatemeeting.com. Again, this is Elliott Feldman, estate planning attorney at the Elliott Feldman Law Group, where we create estate plans that actually work when your loved ones need it most. Take care.